hosts the National Football League on EA Sports. And our focus is on the Lions. Rocket on quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Lions and the Texans on Sunday night.
Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And the nightcap to a busy Sunday has begun. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is someone who became an absolute superstar last year as a rookie. Drafted second in 2023, it's C.J. Stroud.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
That pass caught by Tank Dell. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage. All right.
Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Stroud from the pistol. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Well, Brock, they haven't been immune to the injury bug this season, but somehow, someway, their losses on the depth chart have yet to lead to a loss on the field.
Yeah, and to me, Kate, this is really 2 things. This is good coaching and great attitude. They've stayed level-headed, and they've refused to panic whenever someone's gone down. That next man-up mentality. And that's how they've stayed undefeated so deep into this season.
Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
So they catch the illegal block in the back, Brock, and that's rare that we see the clipping call. It's a dangerous play. It's rightfully going to back up this offense. They motion the tight end over. It's Montgomery on the counter. And here we go. Right away, we've got a loose ball. And the Texans grab it. And what a way to begin the scoring, Brock, as they take it back for the touchdown. The Texans get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is score in the definite splash. You don't just rip possession.
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Connects on one to Jamison Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 31-yard play, and that gives the Lions the first.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Throw complete to Williams. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 11, and that'll be first down, Detroit.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
They send the tight end in motion. Montgomery now up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Sending a receiver left. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. St. Brown there to bring it in. And that's good for a gain of 5. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
That's caught for the first. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And he's been carrying a great campaign now into the heart of this season. He's sitting top 5 in rushing yardage. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. First down, Stroud. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. DJ Reed brings him down that time.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Fires right away, but incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Stroud now on third. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Complete out to the right side. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Stroud off the play fake. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Into the hands of Schultz. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Eberle's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Moore with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown getting set for their next drive. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end left. They'll throw on 1st. St. Brown's got it, complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Trying to throw here out of the gun. It's taken in by Washington. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Lions the 1st. Setting up a throw. That's St. Brown working the sideline, complete. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. Well, Brock, even if they decide to start spreading the love as the game goes on, I think they've found that last call not sitting well with D'Amico Ryans. He's going to make them review it. So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
It's taken in by Williams. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They give up the gut to Montgomery. Room to run inside the 20. And he's finally taken down at the 16-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 2nd and 7. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So now they're going to have to figure out this third down. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Catch is made in close. And in for the Detroit touchdown. A quick second score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
Yeah, I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines, because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker, because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions drive their lead to 11. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to.
On the quick, right?
On play action, here's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
It's mixed in on 2nd down. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down, just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
First down, and they go right back to him. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
2nd and 13. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Forced out to his right. He's running for it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
And they will have to boot it away in a little bit. We've arrived at the end of our first quarter. The scoreboard reads 14-3. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. Deep for the Lions, Khalif Raymond. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. The Lions and running back David Montgomery getting back to work. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. He's now up to 7 catches in this first half. Quite the pace that he set for himself. Let's see if he can keep this up and just how many catches he can haul in before this one's over. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll throw it. He's got to gain a 6 there. That stop coming from Henry To'o. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs, and he's now reached it with that last catch. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Pass play coming here. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On the handoff, this is Montgomery. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 40 on 2nd down. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. They're going for this. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. And that gets him to double digits with his 10th reception of the game. They've kept him about as busy as they could all contest. New set of downs for him from the 46. They run. Here's Montgomery. And they bring him down around the 34. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Dropping back to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. He can pack it in at this point, Brock. It is already a great game for him. Imagine what he could finish up with if he stays anywhere close to this pace.
Well, this pace right here puts him in the record books. I mean, it is absurd what he's doing, and I love, offensively, you keep calling it till they stop it. But goodness gracious, defense, you may want to double cover this guy.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions push their lead to 18. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. And look at this return. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away.
All right.
They'll begin with a run by Mixon. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Alex Anzalone there on the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. Ooh, partner, this has gotten out of hand early. That pick 6, the latest play, pushing us towards a blowout.
Yeah, everything has gone in their favor so far. You don't see a lot of blowouts in the NFL. It takes this kind of combination, right? Both in personnel and in every phase of the game.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions grow their lead yet again.
Texans 3.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Berrios now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
All right.
Fresh off the pick, here's Stroud. Couldn't connect there, incomplete.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
Stroud to throw again on 2nd. Has his man, it's Mixon. And he gets him around 6 there. Stopped on the play by Zadarius Smith.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
That one ends up a gain of 6. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, Stroud. And a man is there to knock that away. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. And now they face 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
Shotgun now, first round. Finding Collins. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Now after that snap, there's an injured Lion still out there. We'll get a stoppage here as they go out to look at him. Offense to the line for second down.
On the quick, right?
From the gun, Stroud. He stays up. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
You know what they say about assuming? Well, it's the same way on a football field. You can never assume. If you stop assuming that first sacker's going to get to the quarterback, well, you could run yourself right into trouble. This defense didn't. They didn't take a break, and they finally get him to the ground.
He puts some power on a deep one left. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Nico Collins, the intended target. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The Lions are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. The early returns on the stat sheet have been good so far, partner. He's off to the exact kind of start they were hoping he'd have.
Yeah, you can just feel the rhythm, the timing, the tempo, and that ball is zipping all over the field.
St. Brown there to bring it in. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. And when you say century mark for a pass catcher, you're usually thinking single game yards, right? Well, he's just reached a different and more prestigious century mark. That was his 100th catch this season. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Running this with Montgomery. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage. I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Gets this to Montgomery. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Montgomery gets it from the gun. Runs inside the 35. And he has this all the way down to the 23. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Moore going in motion left. Throwing from the gun here. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3. He's dropping back to throw. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. He'll throw it. It's taken in by Washington. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to be touchdown. Brock looks to be a couple yards shy of that marker.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
Trying again from the 2. It's 2nd and goal. They'll throw it again. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions continue piling on to this lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Barrios now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden ratings hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Working quickly here. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Stopped on the play by Zadarius Smith. Here we go, 2nd and 9. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. After that one's over, we see a player still in some pain. That's Christian Kirk, who's shaken up. He's being attended to now. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now it's Stroud. On the move, headed right. Oh, he's gonna run for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. Offense up to the line fast. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down. Following that incompletion, we've got an injured player on the field in need of a look from the trainers. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Here we go.
Looking to throw, Stroud. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Tommy Townsend on to punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead. And that's going to award their offense a first down.
Automatic first down.
You gotta be smarter than that. No reason to hit the kicker there, and that gives him a first down. Here's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Final timeout called by the Texans. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long.
Alrighty.
Another try following the sack. Dell with the grab. And he has it down to the 30 before going out.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? They chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Everly's kick is good. And that's only a small chip off of what's still a 29-point advantage.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. All right, keeping it simple, they're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he stopped on a nice gain on what is the final play of this first half. That brings us to the break, and it's the visiting Lions holding an early advantage. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. As mentioned, this is the EA Sports Halftime Report. Time to take a look around the NFL and find out what's going on this fine Sunday. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where you see the final score there. Joe Burrow leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Caleb Williams leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, on Monday Night Football on 11/11, Dolphins and Rams from SoFi in L.A. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewart.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Moore with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. For them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. They go play action on 1st. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Here's Montgomery. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Play made by E.J. Speed. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Back to throw now. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And they're unable to pile another 3 onto that lead.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Fits it through the middle. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Gets him those 3 yards back, but it brings up 3rd and 10 now. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Everly's kick is good, and the deficit shrinks to 26.
He's happy to bring him 3 points closer, but I'm sure he sees the situation of the game. He knows 3 isn't going to cut it to end these drives. They need to find the end zone.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Moore with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous, right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger, he's made it look easy.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Detroit.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Sending a tight end in motion left. Going to the ground again on 1st. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Running on 2nd with Montgomery. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Complete beyond the marker. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
It's a gain of 20. And the Lions, 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They're throwing it. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Moore's got it. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
1st down, Lions.
This is Montgomery. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. And with that run, he's reached the coveted mark for a back in a single campaign. This is officially a 1,000-yard season on the ground. 2nd and 3 now. They'll run again with Montgomery. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on that gain. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Here's a throw. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Tight end in motion left. Carry here for Montgomery. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front.
And the catch is made. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions can cruise to a win, growing that lead further. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions continue adding on to that lead.
Texans 9.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. He's going to field this at the 2. This return makes it up to the 25. Out now come the Texans on offense. And they're going to need to play for pride or for something to build on for next week, Brock, because this game seems out of reach, even though we've got a full quarter still to go. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. To the air, Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
That's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
He'll cobble together a yard there. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
On the quick, right?
Throwing is Stroud. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down. The Texans set to punt. Tommy Townsend will kick it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And a fair catch made without incident just inside the 25. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Lions will go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. It's Montgomery on the counter. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. They send St. Brown in motion left. It's Montgomery on 3rd. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. That's into the hands of Moore. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Montgomery now up the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Now looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Well, it seems like the only thing that's going to be able to stop this guy or even slow him down is going to be that final whistle, Brock. This defense has been inconsistent at best.
This is one of those moments where it just feels like it's a privilege to watch, right? When you're at a concert and you're just listening to somebody that's the best of the best, you just want, you want more. And right now up in this booth, I want to see this guy continue to put on a show.
On 1st down, they'll run with Montgomery. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Man in motion here. Here's 2nd and 14. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. He'll look to throw. That's incomplete left side.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The offense headed back to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right.
Slot man motioned over. First down, Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. They're set up at the 35 now. Back to throw, Stroud. He's got him, that's Mixon. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Alex Anzalone there on the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And they had that one contained right at the line. DJ Reed brings him down that time. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
All right.
From the gun, Stroud. He has the 1st over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Stroud off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Trying again, following the sack. Completes this one to Braxton Berrios. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11.
All right.
Shotgun now for Stroud. And he can't escape this one. They get to him for a nice exclamation point to end this 3rd quarter. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Texans with the football and a chance to do a little window dressing here in the 4th. Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. Here's Stroud now. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. A give up the gut to Montgomery. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
On the tackle. It's a gain of 10. First down is right.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gun, second down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
That's going to be caught by Washington. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. It's taken in by Washington. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on fourth down, and they move those chains.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the fourth down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another fourth down.
First down from the red zone. St. Brown's got it, complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. And that completion gets them up to 400 yards in the football game. No, it's a tough mark to reach, but one that every quarterback takes pride in being able to reach, or at least challenge every so often. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. A give now to Montgomery. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Once more, it's Montgomery. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Ooh, put some heat on that one, Brock, but it falls incomplete. Ooh, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, oh, he just couldn't quite hang on.
They'll throw for the end zone. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. His 5th total score of this ball game. As he nabs another touchdown, Brock, I got to ask you, the former QB, is this a point where all the other guys who haven't scored or only have 1 touchdown today are coming over you saying, bro, why aren't you looking for me? Throw me the football.
They may be saying it, but it's a little more of a look, Kate. Like, really? I mean, can I eat too? Do I get an opportunity to sit at the table? But when you got the rapport these two have right now and the confidence and the timing, boy, you look him up every chance you get.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Another drive coming up for this offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Connection made to Dell. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Here we go, let's go.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
He's on the... and they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The visitors headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Running this with Montgomery. He breaks a tackle. Has a hole left, room to run. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions running them out of the building. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions tack on 7 more to their lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense getting all set for this series. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Here's Stroud. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he hasn't been a stranger to the end zone this season, no sir, including on their prior drive, Brock. A pretty important touchdown for him when you look at his season total. Ball at the 33 for first down. On the handoff, this is Montgomery. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
That's more with the catch out left. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? They motion the slot man right. Here he is on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd down's critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense getting set to work here. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. 1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And there's a sign of life from the ground game. He's forward with a nice pickup. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 28. Pass caught by Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Stroud now on 3rd. That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's 4th down.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
Fair catch made here at the 30-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And I think by this point we can all agree, Brock, that he is not going to be stopped until the clock stops at the end of this game. He just continues to make catches count in this 2nd half. They've got 1st down from the 31. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And he has just earned something most running backs are never lucky enough to even approach. This is now a 200-yard showing for him on the ground. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They run, here's Montgomery. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running out of the gun with Montgomery. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
This is Montgomery, and he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. They'll run again with Montgomery. And it's a rare defensive win on the ground. He's caught at the line. He didn't get anything on that run, so struggles on the ground, leaving them with 3rd and long. That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Lions getting ready to celebrate a 9-0 start. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. Carry here for Montgomery. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Back to throw, needing a first. He finds him beyond the marker. And it looks like he went out of bounds right at that 7-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he stopped just a little short of the goal line. He's down to the 2. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Montgomery has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
They'll run in with Montgomery. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Lions throwing 6 more on the blowout. David Montgomery with the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Their offense ready to take the field now. And they'll get one final chance in a game that, to put it mildly, Brock, has been a bit of a miserable experience for them. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now it's Stroud. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Finding Collins. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that last pass falls falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Lions get the win on the road. And we didn't need to reach the closing stages of the game for this one to be over. They had things decided and fans heading for those exits well before the clock reached zeros here in the fourth. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions, as we'll see you next time from Houston.
Come on, guys, what are you doing?
Put me in the game.